Hey, how's it going everybody? Cardtrix here. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys the amazing card trick that I performed in my most recent video. All I ask is that if you guys have not seen that video yet, then make sure you click on the link right up here. That will take you directly to my performance video. Come back and then I will show you how the trick is done. But if you've already seen the performance, then let's continue. Okay, we're not going to be wasting any time here. Let's dive straight into this tutorial. So this trick is completely impromptu, and all you're going to be needing is a regular pack of cards. And yes, this deck can be borrowed if you wish. So you're going to start off by handing the deck to the spectator, and you're going to let them shuffle up the deck as much as they desire. It doesn't matter how much these cards are shuffled, so let your spectator shuffle up to their heart's content. But once the deck is mixed to their liking, then we can proceed. So to start off, you're going to take the deck and you're going to cut off a very small portion of cards. Now, when I say a small portion, I mean roughly 15 to 20 cards, but no more than that. So you're going to take that pile and you're going to spread it face up along the table as so. So once you're in this position, you're going to invite your spectator to come over and literally think of any card that they want. This is a 100% free choice and there is no force. So for this example, let's just say the spectator is thinking of the King of Clubs. But keep in mind, at this point in time, you as the magician really would have no idea what the card is. The spectator is the only one that knows the card at this point in time. Now, with that said, once the spectator has a card in mind, they'll give you a signal saying, okay, I have a card. Once they give you the signal that they're thinking of a card, you're going to pick up the deck that's been sitting on the table, and you're going to use your pinky now to pull down on a small packet of cards. Now, you want to try to estimate so that the amount of cards you pull down on your pinky is roughly the same size as the packet on the table, because you're going to be doing a very sneaky switch in just a minute, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's what's happening. You have the break as I just mentioned. You're going to be squaring up the pack that's on the table. You're going to be placing it on top of the deck as so. You're going to be lifting everything up from above the break, setting it down on the table as so, then taking the bottom packet and spreading it face down on the table just as so. And that's the switch. That's all there is to it. Now again, I know exactly what you're thinking. That is the most obvious card sleight in the world. No one is going to be fooled by that. They're going to see right through the move. Well, yes, but that is if you're not using misdirection. If you use misdirection, then this is going to fly over every spectator's head, I promise you that. Okay, so now let me show you how to make this switch completely invisible. So again, you're going to pull down on the break, estimating roughly the same amount of cards that are on the table. You're going to square up the cards, and now what you're going to do is you're going to take the hand with the deck in it, and you're going to tilt it up like this toward the spectator. Now at this point, you're going to want to just either casually talk to the spectator or ask them a question. Anything that will kind of take the energy off your hands and more toward your face. So you're going to want to look the spectator in the eye and just say something. So this is something that I like to do. Let me give you a little bit of an example. Square up the cards and I'll be like, okay, so you're thinking of a card. Now make sure that no matter what happens in this trick, you remember that card, because if you can't remember it, then the ending of this trick is going to be really stupid. So in that action, I've executed the switch. Again, it looks super obvious, but when you use misdirection, it's completely invisible and no one is ever going to see it. So what you've done at this point by switching the cards is all of the cards here on the table are completely different than from the cards that the spectator was looking at before. But do not worry, no spectator is ever going to notice that every single card is different at the end. And what you've done is the card that they're thinking of is now somewhere in this deck. So in this scenario, they were thinking of the King of Clubs. So in this case, it's right here, okay? So this deck is just going to be sitting in front of the spectator at this point. Now, you're going to instruct the spectator to go ahead and shuffle these cards that are on the table. So again, this is the switch packet, so it doesn't matter how much they shuffle these cards. And again, just a reminder, at this point, you still do not know what the spectator's card is, okay? So they're going to shuffle the cards, and then you're going to have them spread the cards out. So you saw me in the performance, I just kind of did a little spread like this, but you can do it any way you want. So now you have the cards spread out along the table, okay? And this next phase of the trick is all acting. Every single moment of what is about to happen is all acting. So now you're going to be trying to figure out what their card is. But again, you really still do not know what their card is at this point. And their card's not even in here because of the switch. Again, it's still lost somewhere in this deck. So you're just going to be waving your hand and struggling to find their card. Just, really play it up a bit. Make this as tense and build it up as much as possible. So, for me, it's just something like, okay, let me see if I can get an idea of what your card is. Okay, this is hard. You're tough to read. I'm going to go with this one. No, not that one. Ah, man, this is really hard. This is tough. This is really tough. Really, just play it up as much as you can. And eventually, when you feel you've played it up enough, just be like, okay, I'm going to go with this one. Again, really, it's up to you how you want to present this. So, really make this your own. But once you push a card forward, you're going to do as follows. Now, again, this is a random card, as you know. So just make sure you do not flash this card at all, because you are going to be switching it out for their card at the end. Alright? So once you push the card out, you're going to pick up the rest of the deck, flip it face up, and you're going to be placing this random card face down, sticking out halfway in the face up deck. Now again, your justification for doing this is saying, okay, I'm going to leave my card isolated over here in the deck, so you know that I cannot change my mind for the rest of the trick. And I'll say this again, you still do not know what their card is at this point. So, you're just going to kind of recap about what happened. You're going to say, alright, okay, we spread the cards out. I pulled out one that I just felt was your card. Again, the card's been in your head the entire time. You haven't even told me yet. But I pulled out this one card. And for the very first time, name your card out loud. Now, for the very first time, they're going to say the card. So, again, they're going to say, King of Clubs. This is the moment for the very first time. Now you know what their card is. And this is a very key moment in the effect. Because what's going to happen is once they say their card, you're going to say the King of Clubs. I want you to go through all of these cards and check if the King of Clubs is still here. And of course, you're going to say that. And you're going to have the spectators go one by one, flipping over the cards, seeing if the King of Clubs is still here, which obviously you know it won't because it's not even in here to begin with. So they go through, and they see the King of Clubs is completely gone, okay? Now, as they are doing this, you're going to be taking a very necessary step. You're going to be holding the deck in your hand, and you're just going to kind of be casually spreading through the cards, just as so, and all you're doing is looking for their card now that you finally know it. So in this case, it's the King of Clubs. So I'm going to spread through, and once I see the King of Clubs, all I'm going to do is I'm going to cull the card to the top of the deck as so. Now, I'm not going to teach the cull in this tutorial, so you can either check out, just, search it up on YouTube, or you can check the link in the description box below if you need a tutorial, okay? So let's look at that one more time. The card goes somewhere in the middle of the deck, as you know. You're going to pick up the deck as they're going through the card, so they don't see you doing this. You're casually spreading through, and just keep the deck toward yourself. You don't want to do this because you don't want them to see the cull, and you don't want to tilt it up too much like this, otherwise they're going to end up seeing this card. So you spread through, you find the correct card, you cull it to the top as so, and then obviously keep it face down so you don't flash the card, and then just set the pile down, okay? They're going to go through, they're going to be shocked, and obviously at this point, you come over to the card, you spin it out, you recap once again about everything that happened, and now what you're going to be doing is switching out this random card for their card at the top here by doing a top change. Now again, I'm not going to go over how to do the top change in this tutorial because it'll eat up too much time, so search up tutorials on YouTube or check the link in the description box below, okay? So you're going to be talking, making gestures with your hands, do the top change. You can rewatch my performance and look at the pattern that I used to execute the top change. And then once to do the top change, I just kind of set the pack down. I spread the rest out along the table as so. And now I'm left with one card. And of course, it's their selection, the King of Clubs. But anyways, guys, that is the trick. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, if you are confused on anything at all, then please do not hesitate to comment in the comment section below. I will answer every comment that I possibly can. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Cardtrix 8 signing off. Peace out.